Coming up on the Saturday show, the Murrieta Mesa Rams locked horns with Jurupa Hills. The Rancho Verde took on Elsinore. The Vinny Fazio era at Murrieta Valley began against Temescal Canyon. Defending CIF Inland champ Centennial opens the year with a win. And Heritage hooked up with San Jacinto. All that and more coming up on the season premiere of the HS Game Time Saturday Scouting Report. Your favorite show starts now.
You're watching HS Game Time. Here's Pep. Yeah!
The Yucaipa cheerleaders getting the party started. Welcome to the first Saturday football show of the season. I'm Pep Fernandez. Let's break down week 0, and we start with Vinny Fazio and his Murrieta Valley Nighthawks. Murrieta Valley on the road at Temescal Canyon. The Titans featuring Marcus Kirkpatrick at quarterback. The guy can run, no doubt, but takes a big pop from Lafayette Raging Waters. This video courtesy of the Murrieta Valley football program. First quarter, Nighthawks running back Michael Robles gets it cracking. The 13-yard touchdown run followed by an 8-yard score. Murrieta Valley up 14-zip after 1. To the second, the Nighthawks flying around on defense. Reginald Brown coming up with the interception, and Brown will make the house call. Pick 6, and Murrieta Valley leads 21-0. To the third quarter, more of that Murrieta Valley bad mood defense. Korea Woodley, the big stop for the Nighthawks. Temescal Canyon would answer, though. The Titans march down the field and cap it off with a touchdown run. But the Nighthawks hang on behind 116 yards from Robles. Murrieta Valley wins 21-10. Next up for the Nighthawks is Mayfair. JW North will crack open its new football stadium in week 1 when they hook up with Heritage. And speaking of, the Patriots kicked off the season against San Jacinto. The model, Matthew Palmer, flying around and not giving the Tigers much to work with offensively. First quarter, quarterback Brett Virgil buying some time, lets it fly, and he finds Stephon Patterson on the end for the 35-yard touchdown strike, and the Patriots get on the board first. Later in the opening frame, Lima Haifo breaks off this scoring scamper, and you can't talk about Heritage without talking about Taki Taki. Sione Taki Taki takes the carry, races 40 yards to the paint. Later, Virgil putting up the fade to Reggie Murphy, who hauls in the touchdown catch. Virgil, Palmer, Erod, Evan Rodriguez, and the entire gang get it done for Heritage. They win 37-13. San Jacinto will play Lakeside next. The Lancers open their year on Thursday against Cypress. The Lancers looking to take care of business on their home field. First quarter, Cypress running back Joe Chavez goes 15 yards for the score, making it 7-zip. In the second, Lakeside found itself in a 14-0 hole when Quentin Pounds runs in the touchdown for Cypress. Cypress would get one more on the board before the break when quarterback Nick Barras runs it in, and the Lancers were down 21-0. But they did battle back to break up the shutout before the half. Joseph Ramirez punches it in. Lakeside down 21-7. To the third, Lakeside continues to close the gap and make it close. Jazdon Stewart scores and pulls the Lancers within a touchdown. But in the fourth, Cypress gets one more score. Chavez his second of the game as Lakeside falls 28-14.
One, it was an honor to have Coach Burt back here on the school that he opened up. But we made too many mistakes, and against a good coach football team like that, you can't do it. You know, it's tough. I was proud of the way the seniors battled, come out the second half, and put up a score and make this a ball game.
Next up, the Rancho Verde on the road at Elsinore. Rancho Verde quarterback Sharon Jones early in this one flings up this ball, but there's the Tigers. Shane Pico coming up with the INT. Elsinore quarterback Tommy Wilson finds Wells, takes a big hit, but hangs on for the nice gain for the Tigers. Then it's Wilson to Shane Pico. He's going to be driven out near the goal line. But don't fear, later on that drive, Elsinore eventually punches in the touchdown. It's Pico finding the paint for an Elsinore touchdown. Back to the Mustangs. Jones to Cedric Peterson for the big gain. That is a lethal duo right there as they continue to get it done this season. Jones and Peterson would connect several more times. Jones had nearly 300 yards through the air just in the first half. Jones with a touchdown pass for the Rancho Verde. Here's his final numbers. Jones, 430 yards, 5 touchdowns as the Mustangs win 42-23. The Rancho Verde will meet Tesoro in week 1. Elsinore will travel to Rim of the World. Coming off a season which included a CIF title and a run all the way to the state championship game, Centennial is ready to do it all over again and reload. The Huskies opening with Liberty of Nevada from the Henderson area. Head coach Matt Logan leading the charge. First quarter, Robert Weber, the quarterback from the 10. Get in there! Huskies up 7-zip in the first. Then from about 8 yards away, it's my beats by Trey. Trey Watson beats the defense, finds the paint. 14-zip Centennial. The boys, though, from Henderson, Nevada came to play. They closed the gap with this touchdown run. But here comes beats by Trey once again from 2 yards out, and Centennial goes up 21-7 in the second quarter. The Huskies, they can play some defense as well. Zach Brumbaugh coming up with the interception. We talk about that offense quite a bit for Centennial, but they can play some D. Then it's Trey Watson with his 3rd touchdown of the first half. 18 yards on that TD jaunt. Centennial's offense did not disappoint, as you might expect, coming off that record-setting season. The Huskies take care of a Liberty 60-42 behind 5 touchdowns and 274 yards from beats by Trey. Redlands taking on Rancho Cucamonga. The captains for the Terriers. Cardale Palmer gets the call on this carry and rips off a chunk of yards for Redlands. And then they keep it on the ground as they give it to big Zach Lindsay. Rumbling up the middle. Keeps the drive moving for Redlands. Then the Terriers dip into their bag of tricks. The old hook and ladder move. Palmer goes in for the touchdown. But it was the only touchdown for the Terriers. Redlands falls to Rancho Cucamonga 31-7. Fellow Citrus Belt team Yucaipa opened the year with a big win at Chaffey. Steven Chaparro leading Yucktown to take on the Tigers. First quarter, Billy Gustafson III, or BG3, calls his own number on the quarterback keeper, and the Thunderbirds soar on top, 7-zip. The Yucaipa defense also flying around. Ben Perea and Bryce Borden deliver the boom on a loss for Chaffey. Second quarter, it's BG3 to his big target, Brandon Scott. The University of Nevada Wolfpack commit left the game at halftime, though, for precautionary reasons after hitting his head. Same drive, the T-Birds cap it off with this Dakota Smith touchdown run. The T-Birds Department of Defense working on a shutout. John O'Connell coming up with the stop. Still in the second quarter. This may have been the play that sent Scott out of the game. Great catch, but comes down hard on the turf. Yucaipa led 14-zip at halftime. So we pick things up in the third quarter. Yucktown cranks up the offense. BG3 to Eric Abrams right into your living room. I see you, Eric. 20-0. T-Birds in front. Yucaipa's defense working hard for that shutout. Aaron Garcia and Tanner Ward combined for a strong stop near the line. The T-Birds would punch in one more score. Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Yucaipa would lose the shutout in the final seconds, but they win the game, 30-6, the final.
I think you're always happy in that the first game, if you come out and play real physical and fast. We did that defensively. We bend but didn't break. We didn't give up a touchdown until the very last play of the game. Offensively, we went 4 for 5 pretty much on the possessions. We didn't get the ball a lot, but we were efficient, so we're pretty excited about what we did tonight.
Offense is doing their thing, so we'll be getting better every week, and we're playing pretty good right now. We're going to get better every week.
Now it's on to Murrieta Mesa versus Jurupa Hills. Mesa quarterback Peyton Ewell hits Brian Fan for a touchdown and a 21-7 first quarter lead over the Spartans. Then later, Mesa takes a 28-7 lead on this 12-yard touchdown run by Daniel Castro late in the first quarter as Mesa wins a shootout against Jurupa Hills 45-35. The Solar Series continues in Week 1 as Riverside Poly will take on Ramona. After going winless in 2012, the Rams opened 2013 with a win. Let's do this. Week 0 at Ramona Stadium. The Falcons, the Rams. Here we go. The Falcons quarterback Jalen Pontius to Michael Mickey. Mickey, all the way down to the 10. Sets up this Pontius, that Jordan Olson touchdown. Rubidoux on top, 6-0. Ramona strikes back. Quarterback Damon Mays to his brother, Byron Mays, shakes off his defender and turns that into a 75-yard touchdown strike for the Rams. Still in the opening quarter, Ramona back in business. Damon Mays to Lorenzo Cabrera, the soccer player. Yeah, I discovered this guy. Ramona up 13-6 on the touchdown. Rubidoux cuts into the Ramona lead when Marvin Carroll scampers into the paint, making it 14-12, but the Rams were still on top. The Rams bringing some defense. Look out for Hosea Huff. Contains the quarterback, and he's got the sack. Later, it's a little bit more M&M action. Mays to Mays. Touchdown Ramona. The Damon to Byron Mays duo does it again, 23-12. Rams leading in the second quarter. Fast forward to the fourth quarter. Rubidoux down, but not out. Trailing 31-12. Devontae Martin finds the paint to close the gap. Later in the fourth, though, Ramona pads its lead when Chantrell Lathan gets the call. Get in there. He had a big night for the Rams. And after going winless in 2012, Ramona kicks off 2013 with a big-time win, 38-28. Riverside Poly played Citrus Hill down to the wire. Bears running back Devontre Hell, get to know him. Hell runs in a 1-yard touchdown as Poly goes up 7-zip. But Citrus Hill quarterback Brett Hollingsworth had a monster game, 6-yard touchdown strike to Justin Clarkson here midway in the first quarter as Citrus Hill hangs on 46-36 against Poly in week 0. New head coach Deshaun Burns leading Linfield Christian against Meadows in week 0. First quarter, Lorenzo Burns, the deuce, getting loose, turns on the juice. 7-zip Lions. Later in the opening quarter, it's Meadows punting. Go ahead and watch. This is how touchdowns are made. Larson fields the kick, and he is gone. Alex Larson bolts 55 yards to the house. Linfield Christian up 14-zip. A long night for that Meadows quarterback. The Lions' Dallas House bats away that pass. And then later, House lights them up. Linfield Christian putting all kinds of pressure on the Meadows offense. Later in the second quarter, Jacob Miller gets the call, slicing through the Meadows defense, and check out Larson downfield. The big hit springs Miller loose, and he's in for the 80-yard touchdown. Former Vista Murrieta quarterback Derek Rack, now with Linfield Christian, connects with Larson on this touchdown strike. All Lions in this one, 45-0. Next up for Linfield Christian is Notre Dame. The Titans took on Workman at King High School to open their season in week 0. And a big night for Notre Dame quarterback Paulie Guaps, or Paul Bradvica in your program. He was tossing touchdowns all over the place, surely because of the great play calling from offensive mastermind Bob Nordbeck. Notre Dame had no trouble against Workman. Should be a great game in week 1 against Linfield Christian. So that will do it for the big Saturday show. Join us on Wednesday live at 5:30 as we preview week 1 of the high school football season. I'm Pep Fernandez, and thanks for watching the Saturday Scouting Report. See you next time.